Good afternoon, folks. It is I, Rich Gordon, and I'm here in sunny Edinburgh. I thought, well, you know, it's a rare sunny day in March, so why not make the most of it and go for a little hike? So I'm here in one of the more popular spots in Edinburgh to have elopements and vow renewals and even marriages, of course, in Holyrood Park. And this somewhat crumbling edifice behind me is the remnants of St Anthony's Chapel, which was founded around about 1100 and fell into ruin about 1560. But as you can see, there's still enough of it here to be noteworthy. And it's about a third of the way up the hill towards Arthur's Seat, which is behind me here. There we go. And it's a lovely place to get married, and well, as you can no doubt tell from the other lovely footage I've got here, it affords tremendous views of Edinburgh. So behind me here, snaking up the Castle Hill, is the old town of Edinburgh, and this building at the apex is of course the castle. Across the valley here, which is now mostly occupied by railway lines and some lovely gardens, is Calton Hill, with the observatory at the top, and the folly here, which I'm going to go to after our film's here. And then behind me we have this splendid view over Holyrood Park itself. There's a lovely swan pond behind me, and just as we get over this way you can see Leith behind me, and across the Forth to Fife. And the very notable building here over my right shoulder is Holyrood Palace, which is one of the royal residencies of Scotland. But on today's occasion, our dear King and Queen consort are not in location. Now, what I'd like to say, for tremendously obvious reasons if you're planning on having a ceremony here, is that it isn't the most user-friendly of places to get to. Now, you can get vehicular access down there. That road is actually closed at weekends, but during the week it's fine. And there are some car parks nearby, although parking is at a premium. But there is no vehicular access up to this point. And this is a relatively low point on the trail up towards Arthur's Seat. As you can see behind me, that's the ground level down there. There are sensible ways up, there are adventurous ways up, but it's important to remember that if you have guests who maybe aren't so agile, that they maybe won't make it up here. And also, you should choose your footwear very wisely. Like I said, there are the sensible ways up, but nonetheless, it is an off-road trail. It's not paved. There certainly aren't any handrails, so you're not going to do well in high heels. So you may want to factor that in to your decision making. But nonetheless, it's well worth it. I probably wouldn't choose this route if you were wearing a wedding dress or your finery. And of course, being in Scotland, one of the best things about having a wedding in Scotland is that you can get married anywhere. Say that with an asterisk, of course, because I hope it's obvious that you can't just rock up in someone's front garden and have your wedding ceremony there. They may have something to say about it, but you can absolutely come here anytime and get married. You don't need permission. The other thing to bear in mind, though, is that it is Scotland, and despite the fact that it's lovely and sunny today, it's a wee bit blowy, and so you're going to be very much at the mercy of the weather if you come to this point, or, you know, if you decide to go up Arthur's Seat, which is really exposed on a 360-degree basis. There's also the Salisbury Crags there, which look south. But nonetheless, you are very much at the mercy of the weather, so it's always worthwhile having a backup plan in mind. This is also very much a public space. As you maybe have heard there, someone's flying a drone overhead. That's it going down there now. It's very popular with tourists. So, you know, if you did choose to get married here or have a ceremony here, you unfortunately would be at the mercy of prying eyes. Some people don't always have the social awareness or kindness to leave you in peace, as I've experienced many times at weddings, so it's worthwhile keeping that in mind. But having said that, this could just be a location for pictures. There are many places in and around the park here, on the hills. There's a loop that goes all around the park. There are many places that you can go which are a lot more secluded to have your ceremony and have that peace and quiet, and then of course you can come and have the kind of more public show at this location should you choose to. Now, given my time constraints today, I'm not going to go all the way up Arthur's Seat. I have been up there, I have played my pipes up there, for national television no less.
Piper Rich Gordon, who enjoys nothing more than heading to the top to stir up some national pride.
But I don't know if you can see, there are quite a few bodies up there as well, which wouldn't make for the best of video footage. Similarly, time constraints will prevent me from going up Salisbury Crags today, but I did get some nice footage from down low. So the deal with Holyrood Park is it draws its name from the palace, which in turn draws its name from the ruins of that chapel there, which is currently embalmed in scaffolding. And not to be confused with Hollywood, it's Holyrood. And the story goes that someone saw a stag standing in the grounds, and between its antlers there was the ghostly or the ethereal illuminated sign of the crucifix. I suppose you could think of it maybe like in Harry Potter when when he's fighting off the Tormentor things. I suspect that Miss Rowling probably took that from Holyrood, as she wrote a lot of the books in here in Edinburgh. Anyway, so such was that considered a miracle back in the day that they built the chapel, and then of course the royal palace, which is approximately 1 mile from the castle, which is up a hill, became the official royal residence later years, housing many famous Scottish royals, including Mary Queen of Scots. Anyway, but the park itself is technically a royal park, Scotland. It was the hunting ground for the kings and queens who dwelt in the area, but now it's a lovely place to go hiking, and it's approximately a 3-mile circuit around the hill if you follow the road all the way around, and when you get on the other side, certainly it affords lovely views across the south of the city into the suburbs, and on a really, really nice day you can see all the way down the coast to way beyond Musselburgh and so on and so forth. And after you've housed yourself up and down that hill, you can get a wee ice cream. Of course, I should say, in the interest of impartiality, there are plenty of ice cream vendors around the area. I am not necessarily promoting this one, it just happens to be the first one I've seen. The other great thing about this location, as is the case with most places in Edinburgh, central Edinburgh, is that it's really not all that far from Waverley Station. I think it's about a mile, according to my watch anyway, from Waverley Station to the hill where the ruins of St Anthony's Chapel are. Of course there are taxis and things available, but if you wanted to walk and wanted to enjoy the sights and take advantage of all the amazing epic photographic opportunities there are along the way, then it's a nice walk.